These are the flies I'm tying at the moment, some all-rounders. These are just basically small emerger patterns which are very good for midge, even for small sort of olive patterns, mayfly coming off. This is why it's good all-round type fly. The legs are optional, though it does help, especially if you're doing sort of like midge, and balances the fly a wee bit by the spread of the legs. But it's a good pattern to have in your box. The hook choice is basically up to yourself. You can tie in a straight hook if you want, but I'm using, this is the Tiemco. It's the 2487. It's basically as you can see, it's a shrimp caddis pupa. It's a good. This is a light wire version. You'll see it's fine wire. There is I think it's called the 5 or the 5.7, which is the heavier, same style of the hook, but in the heavier wire. If you want to obviously fish like the heavier caddis patterns, but for the emerger patterns, this is a great wee hook. It's got a nice long type shank, but not curve, which makes for, as I say, it's a good all-round type hook for different types of fly. Now, thread I'm going to be using, this is a Lt-Cahill an 8.0. Now that's the natural version, which is just used a tan coloured thread, tan on the body with the natural quill. This one I'm going to be using the darker, the Peacock herald itself. Basically just a rubber to brush off the fine herald, leaving the quill, which gives you a darker colour. So I've got the light coloured thread but with the dark quill, and it gives you a great body. So anyway, we can put a layer of thread down, and take it to the back, this point here, and remove the waste. And get my quill. Catch this in the full length. And then I'm going to work our way up. Nice layer of thread down. Now I'm going to wind over, you can wind over some varnish, and basically or some super glue, which I'm going to do. Now to give you the measurement, I'm in line with the point of the hook, so the thread's in line. So what I'm going to do here is just get some super glue. This is a full mil super glue. Comes with the brush. Now don't overdo it. If there's a tad too much, which there is, I'm going to take it away. And then basically what you want to do is rib the fly. You can leave a wee space, or you can have it touching. It's up to yourself. There we are. That's your body. And remove that. You can obviously trim it out. In that case I just broke it off, but I mean that's strong enough to hold it. Now instead of using a natural deer hair or an elk, I'm using, this is roe deer, this is off the belly, which I've dyed olive. Don't be shy with the fibre. Cut it close to the skin, just open the fibres out. Then I'm going to stack it. I'm going to put it into the stacker. Tips first. So basically when you're stacking hair, it's just a matter of tips into the stacker and tapping your desk. And then you'll see the tips have lined up, so then we can remove it. And there is a broken end there, so what you're going to do is, you can see them there, quite easy to get, just use your nail. Length of the hair can be as short as you like, towards the back of the hook, or just length to the back of the body. It's entirely up to yourself. This is support, this supports the fly, makes it sit much longer than just using the CDC. So what I'm going to do is trim away the excess. And then come over. This is a kind of loose couple of turns. Then I'm going to tighten up onto the cut ends, and then come back up. And that gives you an underwing in this case. Now I've been sitting tying some knotted legs. This is a natural pheasant tail, the cock pheasant tail, which I've dyed basically a yellow, gives you a nice colour. Now you're looking for 2 legs in this size of fly, either side of the wing. So just bring them out. Don't want them too long, as long as you can see them. If you're happy with the length, just come in a wee bit more. 3. Now I'm using the wing to separate the 2 either side. You can check this leg here. This leg seems the knot length is just a wee tad too long. So if you're not happy with a fly, I prefer the knot nearer the end, but I'll keep it on. But I'll just grab another one, put it on this side. Get a short one. A couple here. So I've got my single leg, which I'm just going to put it on, get the length. So it's got a lucky leg, it's got one extra leg, so pull it in. There you go. Then you trim this away. Basically tidy that area up. Now the dubbing, I'm just going to use it's a Squirrel dub. This is SLF, you'll see there, just basically called Squirrel dub. It's made by SLF. It's a Davie Watton. It's a blend, it's really good. Yeah, I'm using basically a light or medium olive, depending on the colour you're looking for. Now, as well, what I like to do is get some UV. This is a light olive, a UV dubbing. And what I like to do is just blend this together a wee bit. Not too much. Just mix it within your fingers. Now, there's enough here to tie 2 or 3 flies, so just blend it with your fingers, as I say, mixing it up. I'm just going to put a wee drop here between the CDC. Just to tidy it up. Stroke it back. Then we've got some CDC, natural CDC. So it's just a mallard CDC. Now looking for a fly in this size, looking around about 3 feathers. Then you use up the small ones. Now I'll show you, I've got 3 here. Now basically you've got a natural curve in the feather. Now I've got 2 there. Basically what you do is you lay them top of one another. Just like that, make sure the ends are lined up. And then that there, basically in line with the back of or in line with the tips of the deer here, which is there. So if you're happy with the length, you can hold it, pinch and loop, nice and tight. Before we do anything, just check we're happy with the shape and the length, so we then trim this away. Wax your thread, make sure you tie in these ends really tight. And the smaller one, I just put some dubbing on the front, so I'd have the deer hair and then the CDC and then a bit of dubbing in front. Nothing between. But in the bigger sizes, I like to sometimes put a wee bit of dubbing between it. Again, a wee bit more dubbing. Don't be shy with it. Put it on quite loose, leggy like. So the thread goes through it, take away the excess. Anything going forward, we can then use our fingers and draw it back. Wee bit of fibre there to trim that out. Easiest way to varnish at the time is just to put the varnish onto the thread and then wet finish. This locks in the wet finish really well. There you go, and that's your olive version of your all-rounder. Good, as I say, both in rivers and lochs. All sizes. Many sizes you can do. The only problem is if you're going to put legs on it. They tend to be, you need to make sure they're not really close to the end for the smaller flies. But for this size, that's spot on. So anyway, there's your body, perfect body for an olive pattern, hoppers, you name it. So basic but very productive fishing fly. So I hope you enjoyed that.